Hello, this is me in Palm Springs, California. I walked downtown earlier, and my God, these kids, they don't even wear masks anymore. They congregate with no mask. And then I went to Starbucks. Nobody's wearing masks. Few people are wearing masks, and they're not implementing it. It's so fucking stupid. So there goes the slowdown in Palm Springs, California. So, warning for my fellow frontliners and nurses, you're gonna have a surge in probably about 2 weeks. I'm not kidding. You know, just young kids, like teenagers, they're not wearing masks, and with the new variant that we have, they're affecting younger people from 20 to 50 years old. And it's very, very sad because you know what? They can get sick. The new variant that we have is more contagious and deadly. They're already having problems in Michigan, Illinois, and some parts of New York. Now they're closing down again in there, or mask mandate, because people are throwing their protections already. Once they're vaccinated, they think they're immune, but that's not true. You can get infected with even though you have the vaccine. Yeah. So we'll see how it is. You know, for me, I'm still wearing my mask. I got my N95. It's inverted. It should be like this. You know, with the bar right on the bridge of your nose. So here I am. I played golf earlier. I went to the driving range and the putting green. So here we go. Oops, sorry. Oh, I'm ready. I'm gonna have the spicy miso ramen.
Okay.
And I love your
Baked green mussels?
yes.
Okay, it might the spicy miso ramen you might get it first before the baked green.
Oh, that's fine.
That's
and then,
fine?
oh yeah, and
And
then I
the
can eat the like a little later.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for drinks?
For drinks, probably. Do you have a beer? You know, like the Asahi?
Yes, we
I
only
want
have
the big one.
big one. I'll check it for you. Okay.
Yeah, or whatever. That's available.
As long as it's Asahi,
Yeah.
right? Okay, gotcha.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna have a Japanese beer. I love Japanese beer. Asahi. I think it's like San Miguel beer. Some of the restaurants in Palm Springs are closed. The taco shop. I was gonna go and get the taco for dinner. Yeah, but it's closed. So I'm here in this Happy Sushi Ramen. There you go. Yeah, Happy Sushi Ramen.
Sorry. There you go.
Oh,
That's
that
the
is
last one.
good.
Yeah. That's the last one. You're lucky.
I like it. There's my order. There you go. Asahi. Ooh, the biggie. I love the beer. It's just like San Miguel beer. Let's try it. This is the way how you pour the beer, so it doesn't bubble. See it? Wow, this is like how many ounces? 1 pint. This is 1 pint. 1 pint. 620 cc's of fluids or beer. Let's get rid of my mask. Oh, then put it in here. Wow, it's very good. Really good. So anyway, going back to possibly a surge in the next 2 weeks because of what stupid Americans are doing. They're throwing their protections. Nobody's wearing masks, and there are gathering in crowds, and especially the younger people. When I was in when I worked last night, and I put myself on call. I'm scheduled. I was scheduled to work, but apparently it was not that busy. So at the beginning of the shift, I put myself on call, and then by 1:30 in the morning, my clinical manager called me to come in because all of a sudden it got busy. There's so many trauma patients that came in, mostly younger people, and what they're doing is they're drinking. I stopped by at the ANP, or I don't know what it is. It's in a gas station across our house by Trader Joe's in the border of Palm Springs and Cathedral City. I went to get a coffee because I was so I was awake, but I want to stay awake when I get to the hospital. So anyway, there is a bar behind the gas station, and then I guess it was closed. So a lot of teenagers, like 20, like college students, came out of the bar, drunk. Oh my God, they were just screaming and yelling and having a good time. But anyway, and I said, oh my God, and there was nobody wearing masks. They were even kissing and having a good time outside. So that was scary though. Well, I hope they know each other. Even though each other, they're not vaccinated. That's the problem. They're having a good time, smoothing. With this, we still have the pandemic. It's not over yet. The problem that we're glad that there's a slowdown, but the slowdown started in February, and now by the end of March, some states have already have an increase in their COVID patients and admission in the hospital. Michigan, New York, Illinois, even southern parts of the United States, they have recorded an increase of their COVID patients, like 10%, and now it's like almost 20% increase with the not the original COVID-19, but the variant. There's like 3 or 4 variants of COVID, and they're more infectious and more dangerous and more deadly. We're lucky that in California we don't have. It slowed down tremendously, but we still have some cases. But in our hospital, there's none. Thank you. Oh, that's good. Yeah, we're so lucky. All of those traveling nurses who came to help us during the surge in late part of February and March, they already transferred to other hospitals with still a lot of COVID patients. So there's still few travelers. The husband and wife, traveler nurses. Their last day was last week, and they're going to New York because there is a slight increase of the COVID-19 there, so that's where they're going. And I think they have a COVID pay, like a little bit or much higher than the pay of a regular nurse. A regular staff. They're kind of excited, but I don't like New York. No way. It's just like Chicago. Chicago and New York are too crowded. The only best part of working in a city, you don't really need a car. You can use the bus and the train. When I worked in Chicago, in the 1980s, 1990s, I didn't have to use my car. I park it in the hospital parking lot and keep it there because it's free. It's free for us. We don't have to pay the parking space. Some other hospitals they let you pay, but at the University of Chicago, Louis Weiss Memorial Hospital, it was free. That's on the north side. So I park in there, and then to go home, I take the bus, take the train, and my monthly pass then was like $20. I don't know now how much it is for bus fare, like a monthly bus fare. But before, when I worked there, it was $20. So can you imagine? I save a lot of money on gas and some headache, for driving around downtown Chicago, in Chicago, because it's so busy, very very busy. And then especially when it snows during the winter time, it's even worse because you know what? It's the traffic is so slow. Usually it takes about 20 minutes to go to work, but during the winter, it takes about an hour or 2 hours when it's snowing, because it's like you can only drive like 15 to 20 miles an hour, especially when they have not plowed the streets. So I'm so happy that we moved to Palm Springs. So far so good. We've been here since 1998, and I love it. I don't think I can go anyplace else to live. So so far so good. And it's I learned to play golf in the desert. So it was kind of nice. I only work 3 days a week, and I have 4 days off. So when we first moved in here, I said, "What will I do with those 4 days off?" And I didn't even want to work overtime anymore because I used to do a lot of overtimes in Chicago when I was younger. It's like 16 hours, like 4 days a week, sometimes 5 days, or even 6 days a week. 16 hours. That's like a long time, a lot of hours. But now that I'm old, I can't work that many hours anymore. When I work 2 days in a row, oh my God, I'm so tired. So what I'm doing is like trying to space them out. Sometimes I work 2 days in a row, and then 3 days off, and then another 2 days. But now that I started working part-time, it's only 2 days a week and 4 days every pay period. But I'm still putting like 5 days or 5 to 6 days every pay period, depending on my mood. But mostly 5 days. So what I do, I work 2 days at the beginning of the pay period, and then in the middle of the week I work another 2 days, and then in the last week, and then I work 1 day. So it's like it's still part-time. So I hope you like my I hope you didn't get bored with my jabbering. So anyway, happy Easter and regards from Palm Springs, California. Bye.